Tropicana gets its roof torn off, Tropicana Stadium that the Tampa Bay Rays play in. And if you look into it, Tropicana orange juice was created in 1947 at the same time the U.S. military did their first ever experiment on a hurricane. You guys look it up, 1947, first experiment on a hurricane. Bradenton, Florida is where Tropicana orange juice was created. In Bradenton. So you just happen to have Anderson.
I can have non-sexual orgasms within my body, pleasures that I didn't know were possible.
Fuck yeah. There's another short rap.
You deserve that, wrestler.
It's true. You do this.
It's damn near like a rite of passage in this. Oh my god, it's working.
Mandy says that Dolly drifts harder than me. This is fucking unacceptable.
Get pulled out, bitch. You don't drift enough.
I really haven't been grifting hard enough. You guys, I just found out I have cancer.
Bank account transfer?
Got cancer in your PP?
I don't know what he clips that. You have cancer.
All right, but seriously, donate some fucking money just because I might have cancer and just not know about it.
And to be fair, that is untreated, unknown cancer is the worst type of cancer because it's untreated.
Right,
so I think
and unknown.
For untreated cancer people, get out your wallets, open your wallets, open your heart.
I can't believe I have the worst type of cancer there is. This is tragic. I just need some money to cure me.
God is so good. The stillness is so gentle. The silence is powerful. See, because it's through the silence of our listening and our seeking that God reveals the wisdom. The wisdom is realized in the silence from within you. The silence within you is beyond the mind chatter, behind those gossiping and controlling voices that are always around, whether it's in your ears or around. There's voices and gossip and voices and words that want to control you, want to interrupt your peace, interrupt your silence. You choose what you allow.
You choose what you allow. Look like we choose to allow a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
So I take it y'all didn't hear until I said we need to go live. Y'all know what
I had no clue.
No clue.
Yeah, no, apparently we bombed Iran. Trump
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, right? They're so secure in their wealthening and transferring of wealth from society, they no longer think they need a casus belli or they need to justify it to the American people. Because there's a bunch of Zionists who will sit here and go, oh, well, you can't let Iran get nukes. Oh, God. Never mind the rogue state that's not only stole the research, but the material to build theirs from us. Bombed a fucking U.S. fucking ship. You know, never mind that shit. Right? Like, I'm at this point in time, right? And this is probably gonna hit a nerve with you, Bumpkin. I don't know if it'll hit a nerve with you, Snowman, but what the fuck is the point? I don't even see myself as an American anymore. What the fuck does that mean? An economic slave or a thrall for a foreign nation? Our country doesn't take care of us. It makes it damn near impossible for our family to take care of us. So like what the fuck is even the point of even saying you're an American? What is America at this fucking point? We've nuked our entire credibility on the world stage in less than a year's time.
For a fucking country that lies about them having themselves nuclear weapons, and then stating, even if we did have nuclear weapons, we're not going to sign any peace treaties. We're not going to have no nuclear disclosures.
Well, haven't we been on the side of Iran for the last couple decades now, though?
No.
We've been. I think you're thinking Saudi Arabia. We've been on the side of Saudi Arabia.
Even with like Desert Storm, wasn't that between Iraq and Iran?
No, that was between Iraq and fucking. That was between
Kuwait.
Yeah, Iraq and Kuwait.
But I thought Iran was involved in that shit too somehow.
They try to blame Iran for every fucking thing in the Middle East.
Hey, and shout out to everybody that's coming through already over on the Angry Snowman stream.
Yeah, 23 people, only 5 minutes in. That's
dope.
Shout out to everyone everywhere, honestly.
We're streaming this on right now we're streaming this on what, 5 different platforms? 6 different platforms.
Yep. We actually can't see the Kick live viewers though, sadly. But
Kick, you need to get your shit together.
Yep, they do.
But no, like the thing about it is, right, and Bumpkin, I'm glad that you were here and you were off. Since you met me, and I haven't really talked to you about it, Snowman, but since you met me, have I been wrong about any prediction that I've made about geopolitics other than the time frame? I always give it more time than allotted. Did I not call everything verbatim of what would happen since I met you? Are you thinking or what?
All right, sorry, shit. What was that? Hello, my shit cut out. What? Hello?
Your shit cut out. Have I not called every geopolitical event since I've met you?
You have called. You have called. We haven't talked about every single one, but every single one we've talked about, you've called. Yeah.
The only thing that I got wrong about it was the time frame. I just about always say that it's going to take longer than it does.
Yeah.
Now, Snowman, I haven't talked to you much, but you've heard me rant and rave. As much as you've heard me rant and rave, have I been wrong about anything yet that you know of?
Jesus Christ, I hate admitting this.
Give in to the dark side.
I really don't want to fucking. You know what? When it comes to real shit on a real level, man, and when you try to foresee what might come, you're a lot of times, if not spot on, pretty damn close.
The only thing that I would ask Jay or anybody else, regardless of the fuck shit that's going on, anybody, and I think every person I would ask, if they're being honest, would say, yes, you got it, the nail on the head. Whether it's social or geopolitical, I hit the nail on the head every single fucking time. And you know why I do that? It's not that I'm Rasputin and I'm able to go Sim Salabim and see the future. It's that I understand psychology, I understand history, I understand economics, I understand ideology, and I'm autistic, and I recognize the patterns and the ebb and flow of society.
And don't forget to support the Griffno State.
So true. This particular time, it scares me because everything in my gut is saying that this is just the beginning and that the big boom will happen.
Well, I got a poll right now going on over in my chat which asks, is attacking Iran going to end up bad for the U.S.? If anybody wants to, from any of the other chats, wants to go over there and chime in and give their thoughts, that way we can kind of see where everybody's temperature is on this, it'd be appreciated.
Absolutely, it will. Persia or Iran or that region specifically is known as the graveyard of empires. It's a fucking cursed land that when you're a successful nation and you fuck with them, you crumble.
What other countries is Iran allied with?
Russia and China. Do you know why?
Oh, that's right. They were the ones that started that were trying to change the world currency, aren't they?
Yeah, you know why I'm freaking out about this, right? because I predict three scenarios that are likely to happen. And I'll start off by saying this. For those of you who've been paying attention, China has been flying in cargo planes with their transponders cut off since the Israeli war happened. See, China's an ethno state. You know, or at least I know many people go, oh well, the Chinese have different ethnicities. Da da da. For all intents and purposes, it's an ethno state. If you kill a Chinese citizen, they're going to raise a fuss about it.
Yeah.
Russia right now, these are expansionist powers that are nuclear armed. Do you think they're going to let their proxy die? They need every domino they can
to defeat the American hegemony. Yeah.
Yeah, and China wants this. China wants the US involved in Ukraine. They want the US involved in the Middle East. Do you know why they've been supporting the Act Blue shit? Because they've been dumping money into the domestic protests and dumping money into capture campaigns for a certain like leftist ideologies, because they want the US system so bogged down so when they finally get ready to invade Taiwan, the US is spread too fucking thin.
And dude, right now Taiwan is like a major target because of the the computer chip.
The computer chips. And Taiwan is not an ally. It's not a friend. It's trying to leverage those computer chips to make sure that your son and every other young American dies for every inch of the Taiwanese shore.
Yep.
These people are not your allies. They want you to die for them. They want you to give up your treasure for them.
Because they could have built infrastructure in the United States so we can manufacture our own chips. They could have did that fucking 10, 20, 30 fucking years ago, but they decided not to. They decided not to make semiconductors. Instead, they decided to outsource them from a region because it was cheaper to do so, a region that is highly contested.
Yeah. Is there any like live feed video of these bombings, or is it just Trump making the?
No, Trump literally made the claim that we successfully bombed.
Now is it him actually making a claim, or is there any hyperbole do you think could be in this?
It's him literally saying we did this. There is no like he just left his briefing. It says 1 second.
I mean, I'm just saying we all know Trump likes to exaggerate shit.
Well, I'm going to share a stream. I have our lovely producer. They sent me a bunch of stuff on it.
Lauren took care of that?
Yep.
Shout out to Lauren, man. You are a real one.
I was taking a nap, and she's the one who actually woke me up and was like, yo, we just bombed Iran.
Lauren, you're a real one. I can't believe you ain't come over and subbed to my channel yet.
I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, no, we just bombed Iran. You should go live on it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm pissed off about this. But yeah, this is a screenshot. Thank you again.
He said Iron State Media responded to it as well. Or Iran State Media, sorry.
But Donald J. Trump, this is from his Truth Social, and he shut down his Truth Social. Apparently, I was on Twitter and Telegram, and apparently they're saying that Trump shut down his Truth Social for some reason. We have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Naziz, and Hifsan. I cannot pronounce these names. All planes are now outside of Iranian airspace. A full payload of bombs dropped on the primary sites. Fordo, all planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. What does that mean? What does it mean to be an American? Are they whores? Are they mercenaries? What is that word? I don't understand American. What does it mean? I think that's just another word for mercenary or whore.
What word was that?
American. It's strange to me. Do you know what it means?
I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to read it.
It's that word right there. Like I don't know what it means.
That's super soon, bro.
I have a hard time. Look, I have a hard time. My dyslexia is kicking in on that one.
Narcan state is I don't understand what that word means.
Narcan. No, man. Honestly, what is an American? I can tell you what what a Briton is. I can tell you what a Scot is. I can tell you what an Irish is.
I don't know what an American is anymore either. What is an American?
I can tell you what all these things are, right? And what their core values and cultures are. What is an American?
What is an American? That's a good question. That's something that we should all be asking ourselves at this point right now. What is an American? Because I don't think even Americans understand what an American is, or they're not willing to accept what being an American is.
Trump addresses the nation at 10 p.m. EST. Okay, we're gonna.
That's in a half hour. That'll be live.
We're gonna watch that.
We'll stream that live. So everybody that's already watching, make sure you like and share this, and let everybody know that we're going to be live streaming the Trump address as well as soon as it goes live.
There is no other military in the world that could have done that. This is now a time for peace. They cry out as they fucking strike you. That's crazy. Fucking crazy. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
I hate this, bro. I hate this. All right, I'm having fucking voter regret. I'm having voter regret at this point.
Now you know I love you, and you know I don't blame all Jews for this, but it's definitely BlackRock and Netanyahu and Israel behind this.
Well, Ortho, I don't know if you recall, but if you remember, before Trump got elected, remember when everybody was talking about, how they were going to vote for Trump, yada, 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 this, that, and the other, why they were going to do it. Remember me telling everybody, I don't think this, if Trump gets elected this time around, it's going to be the same kind of administration as the last one.
But not laws, right? He said he's sending a message to Iran as in, if they don't retaliate, America probably won't go any further. How could you not retaliate?
Yeah,
dude, that would make you look weak as a nation if you didn't.
Don't kill our soldiers. Don't bomb us. Okay, we won't bomb you. Bombs you. Don't retaliate. Don't retaliate against us. That makes no fucking sense. Think, bro. Think. This is why I hate the left and the right in America. Progressives and conservatives are fucking retards. Think.
What it do, Free Zone Lou? We'll be dropping the link here shortly. If anybody wants to hop up, they can hop up and give their 2 cents as well. But we want to actually try and give you guys as much information as we can find first before we do.
So right, if this happened, right? Okay, let's just say, right, if this happened, right, this timeline, and then we had 9/11, would anyone really be surprised? Would anyone really be surprised? Like, oh, we legitimately killed a multitude of their soldiers and civilians, bombing them.
Brother, you can't even be mad if they kill our soldiers now. No, we don't even have a casus belli for this. We don't even have a justification other than fucking Israel doesn't want them to have nukes. Fuck Israel. Israel literally bombed the USS Liberty, stole research and nuclear material to build their arsenal, and now they have a fucking doctrine called the Samson option where they'll strike every capital on the fucking planet that's worth a damn. Like Washington, London, Paris, Moscow, Beijing. That's the fucking Samson option. If they don't get to exist as a state, no one gets to exist. You know, at least France has a based warning shot for their nuclear weapons. You know, they warning shot a fucking nuke.
Wasn't expecting.
Israel's just like, we'll just bomb everybody.
Yeah. If we don't exist, no one exists. Like a fucking child.
Like a fucking parasite, even.
Yeah.
Do you really think that there's potential for there to be a nuclear strike on America?
No, Gimpy, no, that's
not. Is Israel a nuclear power? I don't know.
No, of course not.
Of course they're not a nuclear power, right?
Oh, it's not mutually assured destruction. The Samson option is a specific policy.
So I actually got a clip. It says Moment missiles make it through Israeli defense while Fox reporter is on air.
Well, the mutually assured destruction was not a stance, but a matter of fact between the Soviet Union and America. That's why Russia developed the dead hand switch.
Yeah.
So it would be a matter of fact. BB is an ethnic nationalist, but it's only okay to be an ethnic nationalist for one group of people, at least.
Yeah, they're the only ones that are able to get away with it. keep in mind, fought an entire world war over ethnic nationalism. Keep in mind, just keep that in mind, everyone. Fun fact.
Wrong, Gimpy. France has a warning shot option. If foreign soldiers set foot on France, they will send a nuke to your territory. They won't hit a city, but they'll send one to your territory. The next one will be a major city or an industrial place. Also, China does not have a stated nuclear policy. The powers that existed during the Cold War use MAD as a stance, and the only reason it's used as a stance is because they wanted to be able to negotiate, and they wanted. Sorry, somebody just asked me for the link, so I got distracted. They wanted to be able to negotiate for power, and they thought that they could win a thermonuclear war. So they thought that they could, seize other people's territory. So is communism, bro. Grow up.
I'm not, I'm not looking at Not Laws' comments for the rest of the fucking night. I'm not doing it, bro. Yo, Snowman, you got a super chat.
I see that. Shout out to You Ain't Wrong. With the $5 ball says Snowman, instead of Trump, who would this person prefer as president?
Look,
dude, I'll be honest with you. You ain't wrong. You know that I ain't 100%, really fond of Trump as well. I mean, I've openly expressed it, but the thing is we don't know. I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows who they would prefer as president. I mean, look at the options that were given. I mean, you kind of got to go with whatever options you're given. That's why I've been on this movement to get people to actually not partake in the election. Just one election cycle. Everybody say no and not get involved. That way, the American public could see just how rigged and selected it really is.
Yeah.
Because look, I personally think that even if we wouldn't have voted for Trump, we still would have got Trump.
That's true. Thank you for the $5. Thank you for supporting the Grift No State. We're on some fuck shit tonight. Did we already post?
Hold on, wait. I'm saying this for Gimpy. While it is an extreme defensive doctrine, force de la Ducion, I cannot pronounce that. I will not speak French. Deterrence force in the God's chosen tongue, i.e. English, is a strike force prior to it's the nuclear deterrence force. That's talking about the triad of sea, air, and land. I'm trying to find their actual stated doctrine. What they say they'll do.
This is live coverage right here. I found some live coverage going on right now.
Pull it up while I find this. Because there are countries out there, France being one, that will literally strike you first if you invade their country. And they still call it defense.
And for all you people that don't like right-wing media, it's NBC.
You know what? Here you go.
Iran had made it clear that they would target in retaliatory airstrikes U.S. military installations, even if the U.S. continued to defend Israeli airspace like it has this last week. This takes it to the next level. I can report that even this afternoon, the U.S. and Iran still had an open line of communication here. The other question moving forward was just how close.
Or mute it. Just keep playing it or mute it. Look at this. Look at this fucking comment, dude. It's okay. It is against total annihilation, but I gotta go. I have real channels that I need need production. You see how? Do you see how fast
they turn against you?
Do you see how quick they turn fucking against you when you have an opposing opinion to them?
Wow.
Fuck off, you. That hate. Thank you, Gimpy. Thank you.
Look,
Gimpy,
my question is: if you're an American, why do you care so much about Israel and all this shit?
He's obviously.
What has the state of Israel done for America?
No, he's a dual citizen, bro. He probably has property. Gimpy, thank you personally for reminding me who the fuck I am. Thank you. All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna be real, Gimpy. I still consider you a friend, but I don't see where the humor was in that. I do think you're a little bit salty. I don't see a joke there, but I'm not the the number one person on humor. I tend to get angry. So, but anyway, so like I just don't see what the point is of being an American.
Oh, well, I'm just tired of America fighting everyone else's wars for them. I'm over it, dude. Look, we're at a fucking deficit in this country of $37 trillion. We've sent billions to fucking Ukraine. We're sending billions to fucking Israel. How many fucking other nations' wars do we got to fight before we actually start thinking about America and our borders?
How many Jewish folks are on the board of BlackRock, and how many Jewish hedge fund managers need unlimited wealth?
Well, and like I said, Orthodox, what has the state of Israel done for the United States? What have they done for the United States to actually to require this level of funding and military backing?
They fund our politicians and give them underage sex slaves. That's what they line our politicians' pockets and give them underage sex slaves. Exactly.
And when I say the state of Israel, I'm not talking about Jewish people. I'm talking about the state of Israel.
I mean, they're an ethno-state, though. So how can you separate them? This is why I get angry at people like Not Laws, right? That's dog shite. But then he'll say BB's an ethno-nationalist.
Yeah, that's crazy. A fact. Doctor made a point right there. America loves to stay out of business and in it at the same time.
That's true. You got another super chat here.
Yeah, shout out to You Ain't Wrong with another $5 ball. Says, if I'm not mistaken, which I'm not, Hillary did saying an interview back in 27-ish that in her first 100 days she would attack Iran. So I do remember something along those lines. You are right. Look, if Hillary would have been elected, we would have been in fucking World War III within the first fucking 100 days of her being elected. She wanted to bomb the shit out of what was it, Iran and fucking fucking Russia.
Yeah, I remember who I am, like that meme. Remember who you are. Here we go. Let's run this shit. Israel has nuclear weapons. Israel refuses to claim they have nuclear weapons. They stole that nuclear weapon technology from the United States of America. Fun fact, the majority of the CIA is trained by Mossad to this day.
The nukes don't actually come from the USA. That was mainly via cooperation with France in the early 50s. And it's assumed that at some point they did a under the table deal to buy completed blueprints. But,
still,
most of the USA is conventional military.
Still, yep. Well, even though they still used our funding to fund that, correct? Without telling us or the world that they had nukes.
Yeah, that mainly only started.
Where does the myth that they stole our nuclear secrets and material come from?
Let me find it.
Why is that perpetuated? Because they have been caught spying on the U.S. multiple times.
Imperious allowed?
If he's gonna actually
just shit on Gimpy, no, because while he's being antagonistic, Gimpy, I still consider Gimpy
Imperious. Are you going to play nice?
But let me address this. Y'all want the benefits of having the head seat at the table, but none of the responsibilities laughable. Here's the responsibility.
What does the head seat mean? You got to be do nothing but hand out money and military supplies left and right.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like people, that's conflating the head seat at the table with being everybody's bitch that has to obey. The thing is, at the head seat at the table, you dictate terms. Not have terms dictated to you, or an Imperious. I'm gonna bring you up as well.
You guys are silly. I'm talking to Gimpy all day. I have a cell. We're texting all the time about these guys are retarded. Okay, number one. Number two, how are we arguing about this? That nuclear proliferation is not acceptable. I don't understand this. Nuclear proliferation is a universal decree that's been there since the early 50s. If you try nuclear proliferation, you get bombed to shit. I don't understand. Why?
Unless if you're the state of Israel, right?
The state of Israel.
For the dumb people that are here, what do you mean by what does nuclear proliferation mean?
It means the act of acquiring a weaponized plutonium and a delivery mechanism.
Shalom, my brother. Shalom.
Shalom.
What's up,
Yeah.
guys?
What a great day for our nation and our people.
It's a fantastic day. This should have happened a long time ago.
United States of Israel. Let's go.
This should have happened a long time ago.
I love that I have to cede my entire culture and everything that I love because a small little country in the Middle East decided
How
to.
are you? No. How are you seeing your?
We have ceded everything, bro. We have
Those
ceded everything.
people are Zoroastrian.
We have okay.
What are you talking about?
Who funds all the mass immigration in the United States?
Do you not even like bagels?
I'm going mask off today, Orthodox. If you want me to stop,
I was engaged.
But
I love bagels.
Dude, I was engaged to a woman related to
yes.
family.
So you do the same.
This is the way, Snowman.
Yes.
This is the way.
The problem is that
Midwest is good.
Then again, nuclear proliferation has been a universal thing that has happened to many countries that have tried to access nuclear weapons.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
It hasn't.
Yeah, it has.
How come North Korea has nuclear weapons?
Are you saying that there hasn't been subversive activity?
There's been sanctions.
No. Hold on. One, there has been CIA attacks on their nuclear sites, on their weaponized sites. They do not have a delivery mechanism. They don't have missiles capable of delivering their nuclear warheads. They can only do it with bombers.
Didn't they just test missiles or
they don't have
just tested intercontinental ballistic missiles.
There is a complete difference between miniaturization of a nuclear weapon.
Oh my fuck.
Brother, they can
No,
hit
they
Guam.
can't. They can't because China won't allow them.
If they couldn't hit Guam, if they couldn't fuck our allies up, we would have steamrolled.
No, we
with
can't hit them because they're a
by
China
now.
protectorate. We can't hit them because they're a China protectorate. It has nothing to do with Guam.
Those safety levels are being ripped apart right now. Those were safety levers, but those are being ripped apart right now.
You think Iran isn't a protector to China or Russia?
No, they're not. That's why Russia just came and Putin said we're not giving them any weapons.
Yeah, that was before America bombed them.
Russia
that was today. That was today.
You realize that we didn't bomb them. The United States did not bomb them until 30 minutes ago.
Do you not think
that, right?
Do you not think that Trump has discussed that he's going to hit them? To Putin?
To Putin, no. To China, no.
No, yeah, of course he has. Of course he has.
China has been sending them equipment covertly.
In cables, they're talking in cables.
Ever since this shit happened. I'm Imperious, I can't deal with you today, Bubba.
I know. You want to believe the Jews.
Has nothing to do with that.
Here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. I'm not going to debate it, right? Because the only actual points I can bring up break YouTube TOS. So I literally can't debate it.
I'm not going to debate it because we literally see Israel bombing Iran.
Yeah,
dude, I just showed you. I showed you the video footage that they caught of them shooting missiles off.
Getting shit kicked in, and then begging the U.S. to come and help them.
Russia
we have no reason to get involved in this.
Russia literally told Israel, "Do not get involved because we have 100 scientists at that facility." Mediating and checking up on stuff, and they did it anyways. Like now I'm like, well, fuck. Now Russia has to do something because there's a legitimacy crisis, right? And I'm like, well, good luck trying to get the nukes away from North Korea and Pakistan too. At this point, denuclearization is like almost a laughing statement at this point.
Not laws. I have something to say about this, but I can't say it because it violates TOS.
Like it's ridiculous. Like when the more you look at it, I'm like, bro, we just got like, and I want to apologize too because I'm like,
I'm not gonna deal in conspiracy theories. I'm not gonna talk about anybody. I'm not gonna talk about the Jays ruling the world. I'm not gonna talk about the Catholics ruling the world. I'm not gonna do it today. We're talking about reality.
That's useless at this point also too because whatever was in the past is in the past. Like we've already crossed the Rubicon. Everything's out the window. The past doesn't matter at this point. The only thing that matters is how we mediate this and try to like stabilize the situation because like this could literally.
No, we're acting like women because we don't want to hear Imperius tell us that it's actually the cabal of the Catholics that control the world today.
Yeah. Hey,
I know that's exactly where he was going, and I will boot you from the chat today for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, Imperius. Try again maybe next week when we're not talking about this. When we're talking about how like women are terrible, and like when we have to bring down the conversation to like gutter, that's where you really shine, buddy. So how about you try again in 2 weeks? How about that?
Look, this is a scramble for control and power. Like at this point, I see that we have already put up the whole empire up to grabs, pretty much, because now everybody's looking around and realizing their position, and thinking about that very clearly right now, because we're not keeping our word. We're just strong arming shit. And that's not going to work out for us in the long end. It may give us temporary victories here and there, but long term, this is not sustainable. This is unsustainable. And I don't care what anybody tells me. This is not a win. This is something that we're going to look back and be like, oh, this is how it all fell apart.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that Imperius is just a Zionist.
He is, bro. He is. I'm telling you, he fucking is. I've been saying that shit for forever.
He's not a Catholic. He's an evangelical.
I hate to say that. I really hate to say that.
That's such a dirty word.
According to Imperius, yes, the Catholics control everything, even the star people. Unironically, he's
Catholics run the globe.
That's what Tom Hanks was able to determine.
I don't know how I can fucking. I don't have the gamer energy to contribute to this conversation in this aspect. I can talk about Iran, but I don't know how to chip in regards to who controls everything, so to speak.
That's
so that's a conspiracy theory that we don't want to have up on the panel tonight. We want to.
That's a red herring. That's something to distract from the gravitas and how we're gonna move.
Yeah,
how we gonna maneuver through all this? Like you're talking about things that we can't affect.
Through airstrikes on Iran?
No, we have no way of affecting any of that.
No, here's the thing, right? It needs to be a wake-up call for every American out there. This is how you know. This is how you determine who you are in that scene from the Civil War when they ask you what kind of American you are. This is when you determine that if you're an American, or you're a paper American, or an American that doesn't belong here. You're a guest. You're a guest that's been given special privileges because we're an occupied state. All right, Imperius, since you're out there and you don't get enough is enough, I'll just block you on Discord. You have my address. Come fight me.
Damn, them's fighting words. Literally.
He won't.
I'm not. He told me all you gotta do is say, "Hey, just tell me you don't feel like putting up with me today, and it's cool." So I did what he asked. I'm not gonna tolerate his bullshit today. He's not banned. It's just a 24-hour fucking hold.
Yeah, you're on what we call a 40-hour hold.
Yep, 48 hours. Yep.
The city can only hold you 48 hours. You will be released after the 48 hours are done.
Well, also too, there's a 48-hour rule when it comes to anything that's especially when it comes to war. Like you don't really know. Like the first people to get their hot takes is usually misleading people into a different direction. That's why I don't like to say anything concrete. I'm just and especially geopolitically and shit. Like we don't know anything. We're in the fog of war, and it's dense. It's been dense as fuck for the whole year. So I'm I don't know exactly how anybody could really make a concrete opinion or a statement that's defining what the fuck we're experiencing right now. We're trying to grasp what the fuck actually really did happen right now.
I don't even know if a 50 ball is enough right now, to be honest with you. It's 50 ball enough for you right now, Ortho?
If he pays $100, this can be the Imperius show.
It needs to be a 50 ball to every one of the hosts.
Oh yeah, no. Even
100% a Zionist. Yep. Anyone that comes up and tries to deflate it, just like what fucking Alex Jones does. Same thing with Alex Jones does. Back in the day, he was anti-Zionist. Now suddenly it's the Chi-Coms. It's the Chinese nationalists. They're real.
Dude. Alex Jones has been either compromised or he's fallen victim to his own conspiracies.
Nah, they're holding the sword of Damocles over his head. But not only that.
So, what conspiracy am I supposed to believe in today, gentlemen?
All of them.
None of them
contradict each other.
You can believe whatever fucking one you want to believe in, buddy. All right.
Just can't say it out loud.
Well, we're asking for peace when we bomb the nuclear facility that we don't even know if there's nuclear fallout that's going to be plaguing that area for 1,000 years, and then expecting them to be peaceful
15
and
years.
not do anything retaliatory against us because of that. It's ridiculous, it's stupid, and we're fooling ourselves thinking that this is not a big deal.
No, they don't have the capacity. They want to, I'm sure.
That's the thing, right? If it was about the danger of nukes, right? This would be a conventional war, they would send in wet works team, kill Ayatollah Khomeini, secure the fucking areas, completely strike their military and keep them from retaliating. They would hold down and implement regime change. It's not about the nukes, it's about Greater Israel. It's about benefiting financially. It is not about Iran having fucking nukes. Because here's the thing, North Korea has nukes. North Korea is capable of hitting, well, as far as Guam. The reason that they're allowed to do this research has a little bit to do that they're a rump state for China, sure. But the reason that they are not completely bumfucked by the U.S. is because, what's the point? They don't affect the U.S. At the end of the day, South Korea doesn't matter. Right? It's something that could be lost. Israel, on the other hand, again, supplies our politicians through AIPAC with money and lines their pockets in many other ways, and then it literally provides them with underage sex slaves. That's the simple fact of the matter. The upper class benefit from this shit.
Well, why do you think you got 80 and 90-year-old senators and congressmen and women that refuse to retire from their job and let go of any power they have because they don't want to lose all the money that they're getting shoved?
Distant lights. 90% of republics are militaristic throughout history. So, like, we're a militaristic warrior society, right? You could make that money on the military contracts and have a military industrial complex and never fire a bullet in anger. Like, most
a country can spend money on their military and make sure that they have one of the best military forces and not go out and fund, other countries as well. I mean, basically what you have is people funding both sides of the fucking war.
No, you gotta clear out your old inventory. You don't just throw the stuff away. You make it so it goes boom. So you want to see it go boom.
Jesus Christ, Dennison.
No, Dennison has a point, and that's the thing you can say. My thing is, I don't give a damn. Let's sell our weapons to Israel. Let's sell them to Iran. Let's sell them to everybody.
We do.
I mean, like, we really should sell them to everybody.
Yeah, Cheney's been doing it for decades.
We do.
But we should do it unapologetically.
It would be a bit crass to sell something openly to Russia right now, but we've done that before too. The Chinese as well.
But I'm saying we should literally, like, it makes no sense not to.
Let me ask
That's what that one base country when we stole our idea for our democracy from them, and they give everybody a rifle. What's it, Switzerland, or is it the other one?
Oh, yeah. You're talking about that was Australia, wasn't it?
No, it was Switzerland or one of its neighbors.
I could be wrong, but
like Finland or something. But every male of a certain age gets a rifle issued to them by the state.
You're right. It's either Switzerland or Finland.
Yeah, and they where was I going about that? What were we talking about?
I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, they sell to everybody. They sell their weapons to every single country on the face of the planet. They don't give a fuck.
Being that this might
it's
be
their number one export.
Well, being that this is probably about money, what's the thoughts that maybe this is a reach now? This is a reach. But what's the thoughts? This must be getting ready to start.
The fuck is that?
What's getting ready
to start?
Oh, what's the odds that the live address is getting ready to start?
No, that's what that is. The live address getting ready to start.
Oh, because of the beep?
That's Trump getting ready to address the nation. I mean that you can put it back up on the screen.
He promised this was his red line. He has since before he
what I was
became president the first time.
what I was going to say is, I know this is a reach, but what's the chances that this is Trump thinking that he may be able to stimulate the economy with war?
That's not far off.
You also have to take it under consideration, like how much Trump is easily manipulated. This is the project for a new American century, like step 3. It's been long overdue. It got put on hold with that nuclear deal that every neocon in America tried to take a shit on.
We got the Patriot Part 2 like in the works right now with AI and everything else like that. So I'm just like, I could see them just easily locking all this down. So they have no fear.
What's good, RC?
I'm telling you, like this is not. I don't find any of this funny or even fun to talk about either. But I know it's important.
I think this is RC responding to what Dennison was stating earlier. It says first they are required to do 2 years of military service upon completion. They take their weapon home forever. So basically, everybody in the country has a weapon.
Correct. Switzerland is like a fucking fortress, and everyone knows how to actually use their guns.
Yeah, don't they actually have a holiday weekend where that's what they do? Is they go out to the range and as a country,
you have
guns.
If you're certified, I think every year.
And they make based weapons that are like they're not super advanced, but they're technologically advanced, and they work in Europe. You know, like for practical things. Granted, you know, we can fucking shoot things from space and fucking touch anywhere in the world. We can put troops down within 2 hours anywhere in the world, and we can touch any place on the planet with something that goes boom within 20 minutes. But the Swiss sell you the guns and the tanks and the cars that you need every day, you know?
Well, no, but getting back to it, right? If our leadership, like Trump, and I've always told people that he's lying. Fuck it, I don't like Trump. Da da da. So there is no voters' remorse. I just, at this point in time, like I want conservatives to suffer so much that I'm willing to have them risk writing laws that I lose my guns. I wouldn't lose my guns because I wouldn't live to see them taken. Just saying. I just want conservatives to suffer.
Where's Miss Shameless?
She's in my chat.
I'm just gonna be 100% real. So like 1,000-year Democrat Reich sounds great to me right now.
Out of spite.
Hey, and shout out to Shameless. I ain't seen you in a while. Hope everything's going well.
Out of spite, yes.
You gentlemen disappoint me.
No, I'm tired of it, dude.
You want that smoke until the smoke comes, you know?
I'm ready for the smoke, bro. What do you mean? What are you talking about, Willis?
I'm saying we should have smoke with Iran. Fuck the Ayatollah.
I don't give a fuck
shit.
about Iran. I don't give a fuck about the Middle East.
Bomb the shit out of that place.
I'm tired
Turn it into a glass parking lot. Put a bunch of fucking Pizza Huts there. You know, the old school Detroit style deal where you used to be able to eat inside. Put a bunch of that fucking shit over there.
That's the problem.
And take the oil.
They don't want to be like us. They're not like us, and they don't want to be like us, and we refuse to leave them alone. We refuse to leave them alone.
Yeah, but Denizen, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna have forever wars in this fucking part of the world, 2,000 miles away. Sorry, more like 4,000 miles away.
Dude, and look at how many of these heavy metal guitar, bro. Look at how many of them come into our country, dude. It's only a matter of time before they start attacking from the inside.
Not only that, like
not even that, right?
This is what it is for me, dude. I don't want to leave my kids in a war zone.
Well, you probably shouldn't have had kids in this environment.
Yeah, 13%.
It's a little too late now for retrospection.
Yeah, well, you know what? I didn't know that.
Well, not like 13% of the population says that's too bad. But anyway, it's not even about all that, right? The U.S. has gotten so bad at actually fighting wars. You know, not the actual fighting part. Like, we're good at the fighting, but the actual war part, where we accomplish our goals. Right, that's the part we're bad at.
20 years in Afghanistan to replace the Taliban with the Taliban. 30 years in Iran to replace the mullahs with the mullahs.
We lost Vietnam.
But you're saying that like it was a failure, dog.
What did we gain? What did we gain? What? How did
we?
we benefit from it?
Who's we? Who's we? You and me, or the CIA?
The citizenry. Like, how did
we
benefit?
They don't give a fuck about the citizenry. I don't know what country you think you're in.
No, I'm saying we sacrificed for it, right? Like, as a nation, we sacrificed for it. We sacrificed our honor and everything like that. And what did we gain out of it?
You don't get anything. That's not how this works. This isn't trickle down. This is gush up.
I know this is the narrative breaking, though. This is the narrative breaking. We're doing this because we're altruistic, right?
All right. The God Emperor is about to speak.
We're live.
Okay.
You're doing it to stop the fucking nuking of the world, the dirty bombing of the world. You got to keep track of your narratives.
Let's listen in, folks. How retarded is the next month?
Before this guy speaks, right? Let's get a moment of silence for all of the men and women that are going to have to go over there and die in the Middle East again for another generation.
No, they're implicit. Nope. They're implicit.
Shut up. No, they're not.
Negative. No, yes, the fuck they are. At this point,
if you don't, are they? They send the National Guard. They send the National Guard.
Yeah, at this point, if you don't see it, you're retarded.
Okay, bro.
You're making a choice.
Thank you very much. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater.
Yes, Iran, the bully of the Middle East.
For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside
They never ask
bombs.
why they're saying that, do
That
they?
was their specialty. We lost over 1,000.
Because they hate freedom, dog.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. They hate freedom.
Why is our military going to get bombed by their IEDs anyway?
So many were killed.
They hate titties. Titties, son.
Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin-Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them.
Invoke God while you're doing
bless
this.
Wow.
the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
God destroy Israel and God destroy America. How about that? Fuck off.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, defend that one, Denizen. How about that?
get some ketchup?
That was
And look,
base.
No
that
questions or answers afterwards. Or
the
nothing.
Christian zog has risen.
The year of happening continues, folks.
Evangelicals are in control. Evangelicals are in control.
Jeepers creepers! What is it? The money?
By the way,
or is it the
of
blondes?
Zionists, 30% of Zionists openly agree that they want to create a new temple and they want to put together their prophet, their second coming, that legitimately, which would be a false prophet.
Shout out to True Hype with that $2 ball. All he has to say is "Wow." We appreciate you, sir. Thank you for supporting the Griffno State.
The Griffno State. Trust.
Peace was never an option. Peace was never really an option.
He had to say Allah Akbar at the end.
Things happened this week.
He had to.
I don't even know what to say, bro. You know what? As a matter of fact, before I say anything fucking crazy, I'm just gonna fucking step out, bro.
No, it's all good.
You're good. Midwest.
You're good, Midwest. You're fine.
Yeah,
dude, I literally just said "Death to America" to like on stream, and I stand by it.
No, I don't.
Chill.
Yeah, I don't stand by any of that because like I'm looking at it like I was just in Detroit the other day. Like I think it was like on Friday, and I could tell like there's a lot of Muslims.
Survived.
Oh yeah, man. I'm from Chicago, bro. I'm in Chicago. I go in and out of fucking war zones all the time.
Midwest. Here's the thing, right? When I say America, what do you think I'm talking about? Do you think I'm talking about the traditional country that was founded in 1776?
You're talking about America as the corporation.
Yeah, that country no longer exists. That is not.
No, I understand that. I do understand that.
Like, what does it mean?
Never did.
What does it mean to be an American? What does America even mean? It means you're a nation of whores and mercenaries.
Well, we have like I didn't want to believe it.
May God burn this Sodom and Gomorrah to the ground.
I didn't want to believe it, but we kind of seem like we're the whore of Babylon.
Well, look, I think that what it means to be American is actually different to the American citizens than what it is to the politicians that think they're running shit.
Like when I go to all these different states and I actually talk to like Americans, right? And like from different nationalities and everything like that, I don't see that they have this fight in them. And like I don't see them like having hate for like or having this ideological fucking like thing to like go against like Iran or anything like that. There's nothing like that. You do see like the extremists or anything like that, but like when you actually talk to people, they're just like, no, I'm happy to be here.
The vast majority of people that I've spoke to are tired of, basically America getting involved in everybody's wars.
Yeah, and because of that, like you could see that, it becomes disheartening because they believe in it, right? Like, so when I talk about going to Detroit, like this Friday, like I could see like they were so disappointed and like very like just somber, like just sad, and I was just sort of like I was looking at them and I'm just like, bro, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
I want to dispel any myth to anything that me not being pro the American people, right?
No, he's a straight up American nationalist, man.
You mean the heathens and the degenerates and the whores? Those people?
It's the politicians. Those people are the degenerates and the whores.
Fuck that. Don't back away from that.
Oh no. I love the American people.
The American people are a bunch of idiots and whores.
Yeah, like when I talk shit to Europeans, right? I'm not talking shit to like the individual. I'm talking about the EU, the union, and the people that are making decisions for them.
At this point, the people are not represented by this government.
No.
Bullshit.
Who's Davon? Who is Davon?
Oh my god. Hey, if you're on some fuck shit tonight, dude, and you're not gonna talk seriously, I'm just gonna. We know who he is. He doesn't.
No. I just had a theory. I'm thinking that everybody with the people in
Already
power
sounds like fuck shit.
All the people in power, they have this whole thing where they want to like nuke everybody in the world so they can like come out of their underground bunkers and enjoy what they all have in common. They're a bunch of PDF files. They want to do their thing. You know what I'm saying? So no one could judge them.
That's
my main theory.
I was
Okay.
thinking how are they going to be able to win over the hearts and minds of the people? And then after watching AI develop to where it's at, I'm like, it's not that hard.
They're not. They're
It's
not.
not that.
They don't
No,
got
they're
bunkers,
not going to
dude.
try to. AI is going to do it for them.
There is no AI.
Yeah, there is no AI. Yeah.
It's a marketing term.
Yeah.
And if there is an AI for real, it already took over decades ago. You're living in the singularity.
Wow,
They don't have to come. They don't have to
happened?
come out of their bunkers. They're doing the shit right in your fucking face.
Yeah.
They're above ground, bunker not needed.
That should be your cue right there. Who he supports too. And like the simple fact of the matter is, right? I don't care about Iran. I don't care that they bombed Iran. What I care is this has potential to have millions of people killed.
Millions.
And nobody that's honest is willing to say that shit. That like this has second and third order of effects that would happen. That to me could single the beginning of the end for us.
Where do we go from here? Right?
We have no standing on this. We have no moral standing on this.
Because we've talked about.
We can't justify this to each other.
This is the first time America has ever done a military action where it did not have a casus belli, whether it was manufactured or otherwise. They have siphoned enough wealth. They feel content in their power.
This is Iraq.
Justify.
This is Iraq Part 2, but with better evidence and justification.
I don't trust Iran with nukes. I don't think anybody does either. Do you think China trusts Iran with nukes? Do you think Russia does? I don't think they trust them with nukes.
Yeah, but that's not the point. Like I don't also trust Iran. And I also do believe that they were on the outs and they were they were faltering in their support and everything like that. But I think this just is going to solidify them even more.
Bro, do you know why the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor?
We had restricted their access to oil.
Yeah, we restricted their access to oil.
We took their assets. Sears Tower. I think Sears Tower in Chicago originally was owned by a Japanese person, wasn't it? Sears Tower, and then it turned into Willis Tower, but that was owned by a Japanese person.
What you talking about, Willis?
I don't know about all that.
No, that's what I've heard. And then they like after World War II, somebody bought it off of them or something like that. That's what I've heard. I don't know. Theory, but I don't know. I heard that in Chicago.
No, listen. I think they're all talking. China, and Russia were talking with the U.S. Like, yeah, we don't want Iran having a fucking nuke. Yeah, go, take care of this.
No,
that's what I think.
I honestly doubt that.
I hope so.
Because here's the thing, right? Israel is antagonistic to Iran.
Yeah, they're always these cocksucker fucking antagonists. Yeah, they are.
Iran wanted nukes to have its security. It uses all Muslim countries use these terrorist organizations as their special forces and their military. Their Hamas, Hezbollah. I forget the one in Pakistan, but Muslim countries use these terrorist groups. That's their special forces. That's their commandos. That's their Delta Force.
JSOC, all that.
They would have. Iran would not dirty bomb. Iran would not dirty bomb because they know that shit will be traced back.
So a little over half the people watching think that this has potential to end up being bad for the U.S. so far.
Oh no, it does. It does because China has been sending equipment. Cargo plane, their equivalent of a Galaxy cargo plane, which is like the biggest cargo plane they have. They've been cutting off their transponders as soon as they get into Iran's airspace. They've been delivering equipment. What is that equipment for? They've been doing this since Israel started bombing them. Russia has been carrying water for Iran. Y'all aren't anybody who says that China and Iran or China and Russia are not backing Iran has not been fucking paying attention, and they're just trying to spout their They just want to talk for the sake of talking.
And that's the problem right there. Because look, like Iran's terrain is not like Iraq, and they've seen what happened to Iraq. We were able to invade Iraq and conquer it in like a few hours because it was nothing but flatlands and deserts. Iran is covered in mountains and deserts inside of there, so it's just like we all have to airdrop things in there because we can't run tanks through there because it's covered in mountains. So you're pretty much setting a situation where you're airdropping troops in there and supplies just to be in a death trap.
It's a red herring. It's a red herring. It's false support. Orthodox. It's false support. You fell for it.
There is no
red herring.
What do you mean by it's a red herring?
Nothing about this is easy. Just because they're not like financially stable like us. I'm like, and I keep saying, 20 years in Afghanistan. Motherfuckers in sandals were able to the best military in the world. And then not only that, they ran off with our military equipment.
Hold on, real fast, Midwest request. No, Davon. No. You brought up red herring, nigga. I'm gonna need you to fucking explain yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious how.
I need you to be able to actually put thought behind the shit you say. So explain why Orthodox fell for the red herring. Go ahead.
Or how it's a red herring.
Or how it's a red herring.
Yeah, what's a red herring? Well, you do one thing to
we know what it is. Well,
you do one thing to disguise something else and to get away with something else.
We know what a red herring is. How is this
so
a red
like
herring?
okay, so it was easy. So they're sending support over, and that's like fake support, but they really wanted fucking Iran bombed. They don't want them having nukes because they don't trust them because they chop people's hands off for stealing fucking food like on Aladdin.
It's not far-fetched at all. It's not any more far-fetched than funding both sides of a war.
Hey, salute to Cyber and Lawrence too, man, for
well, don't they say that we pay a lot to Egypt so they won't invade Israel too? Like we constantly pay them billions of dollars so they won't fucking like act up and go into it. So is Jordan too that we pay them not to invade Israel? Is that true? I don't know. I've heard about it, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, we pay everybody.
Trollaholic, your mic isn't working.
Or your camera or something. Like one of your devices aren't working, so we can't pull you up. You got to fix that. Is Trollaholic banned from your channel, Orthodox? I don't know if he is or not. I can't remember.
He shouldn't be.
Okay. That's what I thought he wasn't. But for some reason, the name like dinged a bell in the back of my head. I don't know why.
Yeah, like I'm not big into like putting everything on Israel.
I don't want to be pulled up. I just want to see who was talking. Okay, bruh,
that's weird.
That sounds sus.
What happened?
And he's gone.
Yeah,
what did he do?
That's sus.
That was weird as fuck.
What did he do? I didn't see shit. You guys have keys here. What did he do?
He jumped in the back room and said, "I just wanted to see who was talking." LOL, and then he dipped out of the back. Okay.
Oh shit! Hold on. I wasn't talking to you guys. Sorry. My main mod, I forgot that his channel got nuked, so he ain't a mod anymore. And I got to fix that. He was my main mod.
This is
what's so funny? I'm curious.
No, just like what was that? A intimidation attempt and shit.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, so that's just sort of like, well, what the fuck was that about?
You just kicked him from the studio because he didn't want to be brought up, and it's taking up a studio space.
No, but I'm just saying, like, well, if you fucking really, I don't know, if you really want to clown and
the
shit,
overlay was up. They couldn't see who was on the panel, so they clicked the link so they could see everybody's
Also, I
names.
see what it is. Because yeah, you guys had me, my assault snowman up as the only thing up, and they couldn't see who else was on the panel. Once they jumped up, it caused all of our avatars to pop up.
That's a way better.
I see. Oh, because you guys are simulcasting. That's why.
It's a way better way to listen.
No, we're not simulcasting. We're all of our channels are linked to this one StreamYard.
Oh, that makes even more sense. Oh, yeah, that's why I was trying to find out where the link was at, and I was trying to hop into different channels.
That's why I was dropping it. I dropped it in the link. I always usually drop it and have it pinned at the top with links for the Cash App and PayPal.
Oh, good shit. Good shit. All right, yeah. My
Almost
bad.
always.
I was going completely fucking rabbit hole with that. My bad. But yeah, man. Either way, I think we got distracted. Kind of derailed the whole conversation because I even
Is Be Brave live this late at night?
I don't know.
I feel like I am trying to deal with Be Brave right now. Nah. Don't you fucking dare conflate us with Be Brave, dude. I'm in my crash out. I'm feeling very crash outy right now.
Crash out, man. I heard you could do a good actual crash out worthy fucking crash out in a while.
Don't crash out. I have an alternative.
Yeah, I don't think you should be crashing out yours yet. Just wait a little bit. Like
I have an alternative.
Shooting cans?
No. Exercise your rage upon your enemies. Slay some younglings.
I don't.
You can always go back and undo it tomorrow. It's not even permanent. It's only digital slaying.
Yeah, Denizen, I love how your profile picture is John McCain in heaven, and me and you both know that he is not in heaven.
No, that motherfucker is scratching the devil's balls right now as we speak.
John McCain finally got his wings today, and he's been vindicated.
Shit.
I forgot. John McCain's tumor, the Medal of Honor.
Yeah. He did come up with Bomb Iran. Dude, he would have been so happy today.
Bomb Iran.
He would have been so happy today. Look, man, you know, his daughter right now is very happy and proud of all of the work she's been doing after he died.
She might be wet between the thighs right now.
Oh yeah.
Question. Now I got a question for you guys. Do you think that we would be in a better or a worse position if Kamala was in office rather than?
I think that's
that was a good time to ask that question, Snowman.
That's I think the same thing would have happened because the reason why the Democrats lost was because Kamala was married to a Jewish person, just like there's Jewish people in Trump's administration, but she had too much of a coalition of people that were anti-Israel, and then she could not actually formulate a good enough back and forth with them to appease them, and because of her stuttering, Trump didn't get that same backlash.
Okay, it's the Obama administration, right? If Kamala
I know,
elected,
but either way, like she herself could not do it on her feet.
She's not going to do shit. She stands in front of the camera and says,
and that's where it fails.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I've been told to do. Just like Trump and every other puppet does.
Her messaging.
You're on panel right now, Trollaholic.
They would have given him another couple of $1 trillion and to keep their mouth shut for 4 years. That's how the Obama administration dealt with that shit.
It was her messaging that turned people off and decided to have even the Muslim people and shit vote for Trump.
Yeah,
Trollaholic, you're on the panel. All you got to do is talk.
Just a reference, right? We're doing this. I'll pull that up in a second. Yeah, you're on the panel. You're off the panel. You're on the panel. There you go.
Just for reference, when I have something pulled up, it's because I don't know if that's actually Trollaholics, and I don't want to get porn bombed.
Right. I follow what you're doing. That's why
that was for Bumpkin.
Bumpkin's not a retard either. I mean, he might be tired a lot and a little slow at times, but he's not retarded.
Got to eat some protein.
Yeah, we know Trollaholics. Okay.
I was talking to fucking Orthodox, man. Shut up. You were so annoying to me. Like, stop challenging me every single fucking, dude, the world does not revolve around you. Go on with your fucking spiel. Seriously, shut up.
What happened?
I hear you.
I like this guy. He's feisty.
He comes out of nowhere and says the dumbest shit. Like
when they don't act retarded, they don't act fucking brain dead retarded. Why are you fucking in the? Why are you in the chat saying, "See, now just leave me in the back"? When you were instantly pulled up on panel, you fucking brain dead retard. How about you? How about you try? How about you try going on a panel not being a drunk idiot like you do every single fucking time, retard? How about that?
Coincides with the 80th anniversary or commemoration.
That's not true. That's a lie. That's a fucking straight up
World War II. Are you concerned that we are heading
Use
into
your
World
anger.
War III in any way?
Strike him down.
Беспокоит. Говорю без всякой иронии.
Did he say something about macaroni?
I am speaking
No.
seriously, without any irony or humor. There is a lot of conflict potential, and it is growing, including right under our noses. It affects us directly. This is the conflict we are facing in
Thanks for
Ukraine,
coming out,
as well as the
Midwest.
situation in the Middle East. We are very concerned about the
Thanks for
situation
coming through,
around
Midwest.
Iran's
We
nuclear
appreciate it.
facilities.
Oh, he's
We are
back.
worried about where this could lead. This requires not only our careful attention to the events taking place, but also a search for solutions, preferably peaceful ones, in all areas. I say this
Wow.
quite sincerely. We support Iran in defending its legitimate interests, including its interests on peaceful atom. We have always taken this position.
Решение, причем желательно мирными средствами, по всем направлениям. Вот я говорю совершенно искренне. Мы поддерживаем Иран в его в борьбе за его законные интересы, в том числе в борьбе за его интересы по мирному атому. И мы всегда занимали.
Our principled position on this issue and in this conflict has not changed. Who says we should have done more? What more could we have done? Should we initiate combat operations? We are already engaged in combat operations against those who oppose the ideas we defend and who pose a threat to the Russian Federation. These are essentially the same forces in Iran and in our case. These forces are somewhere far away, in the rear, behind our backs. They are not even on the front line. However, we have certain obligations and we defend Iran's right to a peaceful atom in deeds, not words. What does that mean? Despite the complexity of the situation around Iran, we have built a nuclear reactor in Bushehr. We have signed a contract to build 2 more nuclear reactors.
Что в Иране, что в российском случае, там где-то подальше, в тылу, за спиной. Значит, но это даже не те, кто на линии боевого соприкосновения находится. Но у нас есть определенные обязательства, и мы защищаем право Ирана на мирный атом. И не на словах.
Despite the complexity of the situation and the danger, we continue this work. We are not evacuating our personnel. Moreover, given the state of our relations with Israel and the improving state of our relations with the United States, we raised this issue with Israel. We have also raised the issue of our role in Iran with President Trump. Based on our view that Iran has the right to nuclear energy for peaceful purposes and on the fact that we are acting within international norms,
И опасность определенная. Мы продолжаем эту работу. Мы не эвакуируем наш персонал оттуда. Больше того, мы, опираясь в данном случае, опираясь на известный уровень наших отношений с Израилем, на восстанавливающиеся отношения с Соединенными Штатами, мы и перед Израилем поставили этот вопрос, и перед президентом Трампом поставили этот вопрос о том, что мы выполняем там свои функции в Иране.
we have requested the safety of our personnel. I am pleased to say that Prime Minister Netanyahu has agreed to this. President Trump has also promised to support our legitimate request. Is that not support for Iran?
И мы просим обеспечить безопасность нашего персонала. Хочу сказать, что премьер-министр Нетаньяху с этим согласился. И президент Трамп обещал поддержать наши законные требования. Разве это не поддержка Ирана? По-моему, прямая поддержка. Кроме того, что мы заняли определенную позицию в Организации Объединенных Наций.
I would say it's direct support. However, we have taken a position at the UN. However, I am deeply convinced that the position we take, including within the UN, is in the interests of both Iran and the State of Israel.
Sounds like Putin's version of capitulation to me.
Sounds like he's gonna fucking support Iran. He's gonna back up Iran. And if Russia backs up Iran, China's for sure going to, because they really want Taiwan, and anything that gets them there is going to be it.
What I heard is, what do you expect me to do? Roll some tanks in there or some shit, or strike some shit? No, I told them that I would evacuate all the personnel before the shit got blown up by the United States, and that's the best I could do. Iran, what? That's not support enough for you?
That is not.
Oh, but don't worry. At the UN, I'm gonna keep saying how much I got you back. That's what I heard. In other words, sorry, Ron, you're on your own.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for us to commit into one theater of war.
Your bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facilities with the awesome and righteous might of the United States will change history.
Why does he sound like freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Israel
Dude,
has done
right?
truly amazing.
Thank you. I've been wondering that
But
for
in
months.
tonight's action against Iran's nuclear facilities, America has been truly unsurpassed. It has done what no other country on earth could do. History will record.
Is he blowing us?
Acted to deny the world's most dangerous regime, the world's most dangerous weapons.
I mean, I haven't
This dude has personal stakes on the line. He loses power, he goes to jail.
Dude, I think he'll be lucky if he goes to jail. They'll end up killing him.
President Trump and I often
Oh no!
Yeah, dude, I foresee that. I foresee them doing to him what they did to Gaddafi.
And tonight, President Trump.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, bro.
Acted with a
If he loses power,
President
nah.
Trump, I thank you. The people of Israel thank you. The forces of civilization thank you.
They just let you go somewhere and paint, you know?
God bless Israel, and may God bless our unshakable alliance, our unbreakable faith.
I want to hear him say it's not a tumor.
You hear him said. You hear him not once say, "God bless America." God bless.
Why would he? They don't give a fuck about America. Why would he? All they give a fuck is America's money and weapons. That's all they care about.
Israel is United States military outpost.
No, America is Israel's military outpost.
America is the militant arm of the British Empire, which never went away.
I agree with that.
Why are we being retarded right now?
It's Anglo-Persian Oil Company. Look it up, read about it.
Why are we being retarded right now?
Nothing's changed.
Holy fuck.
What are you talking about being retarded?
Yeah,
Elaborate.
it's the British Empire for sure. If it was the British Empire, we would literally just start commandeering the Commonwealth. If it was the British Empire, Australia would be several United States right now to combat China. If it was the British Empire, we would have Canada right now. If it was the British Empire, we're
literally doing all that.
We are not though. We are not though.
Yes, we are. NORAD controls all of Canada's waters, our airspace, and our Navy controls all of its waters. Australia has not only a huge economic bulwark against China, but if we were to invade Taiwan, we'd be standing right next to Canadians and fucking Australians while we did it. You're just not paying attention.
The British have not changed. Have not changed since Winston Churchill, because every single time that I see a prime minister, like whether it be what was his name, Johnson, or what the fuck is the new name now? Fucking I forget, the Starmer or whatever the fuck. Like they were always like, go into war. Like David Blair, go into war. We're right there with you.
I love this meme. My parents' tax dollars, my tax dollars destroying my tax dollars.
Awesome.
No, they do put up at least like a legitimacy to our claims, or whoever's claims it may be, if there's another international global partner co-signing that shit. If it would have just been us, we would have been talked away from it.
We've been partnered with the English to do this shit in the Middle East for 100 years. They haven't even changed the playbook or the rule book.
After we took over their empire, like we were in charge of their empire.
It was literally the fucking Anglos, the Anglo Empire, victorious somehow at the end of an unwinnable war that put Israel there to begin with.
And not only that, look up how many deaths the English
By
had
the way,
compared to the Americans in that war.
True Social is down for some reason.
I bet that's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
Iran strikes back, takes down worst social media site in the country. No one notices or cares.
In conventional warfare, we probably will win with Iran and China and Russia, but we're not going to fight a conventional war with them.
We would never win.
Well, you're in the middle of World War IV now.
I know.
Yes. This is what war looks like now.
What if this is the start of that viral pandemic that they've been talking about?
Literally nobody can war against Russia.
There was a few stories, I think it was like a month ago or a few weeks ago, where there was Chinese scientists from Michigan that were coming over with viruses that attack plant matter and plant life. So to destroy our agriculture.
It was a fungus.
Yeah, to destroy our agriculture. Imagine that shit during the war.
Announcement of a death of Osama bin Laden interrupts airing of The Apprentice.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that there's been a potential false flag in the future online, and there's been mention for the past couple of years now that the next pandemic is going to be a viral pandemic, as in an online pandemic.
The last one was a viral pandemic.
Yeah, I'm seeing them shutting down the internet if this goes like south for us too, just to keep us out of the loop.
And so that's what I'm saying. What if this isn't a way to trigger that?
Yeah. I mean, I honestly do foresee the internet is going to be reduced or shut down immediately. Like,
Lauren just dropped
how we do.
If we lose social control, they're not going to give us the ability to mobilize. Or like
a robot is listening to you right now to make sure you don't say the wrong thing to shut this down. They don't. You're not like America has the way it does authoritarianism.
Yeah, but we can't be scared of it either. Like we're not saying anything wrong either. We can't be scared of it because we are. Then it'll win by default.
What?
So we're in a catch-22. So if you say nothing, like they would get their way because you would only hear their way.
A majority of your American brothers, so-called, support this shit.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so there are no rules when it comes to Israel. I just want to point that out right now, so it doesn't matter.
There are rules, but go ahead and speak your shit.
I mean, they're not rules if they never get followed.
Yeah, they never get followed. They were literally able to use anthrax thrown onto civilians.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Right, so if there are not rules, then you can't break them, so you can't accuse somebody for doing it. For example, if I walk across the street in a crosswalk, nobody accuses me of breaking any rules or following any rules, right? Hold on, let me backstep that. If I walk across the street in a crosswalk, people will accuse me of following the rules. But if there are no crosswalks, then I can't break the rule or follow the rule by crossing the crosswalk.
What?
I see that. I see where you're getting at.
I see what he's saying too.
Can you translate it?
Wait. There's breaking unconfirmed news. According
Blonde
to
lady?
I say unconfirmed because this is from Iran, and it is an authoritarian propaganda regime, and so we can't really take anything they say. But apparently, there are several countries in the region are increasingly concerned about the outbreak of large-scale war and expressing readiness to support Iran, according to the Iranian national news.
Yep, and this is like one of the eventualities that would happen.
Who's ready to support Iran?
They're just they left it ambiguous. They did not name any nations. That's why I say that it is not confirmable.
Can you repeat what you said then?
White people words, damn it.
Well, not only that, you got to think about like the displacement that's already happened with the wars that we've already engaged in. it's not like Afghanistan that has like 9 million people. This has 92 million people. The displacement of that throughout the Muslim world, and not only that, but just they will be radicalized going out the border. That's bad news for everybody. Like nobody's really taking that into consideration too, because they won't be able to live there because we irradiate the whole fucking facility.
I could Dick Cheney in the opposite direction if I wanted to, though. The Iranian people have been oppressed for the past 50 years, and they will welcome the United States as liberators.
I heard only a third.
They'll be able to drink alcohol and wear bikinis again.
I heard that before Iran was more Western leaning, and the mullahs kind of did like a finesse on them because they're only.
That's how they got the Tomcats that we keep blowing up.
And we put the mullahs in there to keep them backwards so that we could steal their resources and encircle China.
But that didn't work out, did it?
I mean, I don't know. It seems to have been working out so far. Like,
and there's like I said, I don't really deal a lot with the Muslim world, but I keep hearing a lot about the Muslim Brotherhood and Obama supporting the Muslim Brotherhood, and that was something that was linked to Iran. So I don't know where that leads to. I know Donovan Warland talked about it a lot, but I just don't exactly remember where he was leading to with those.
But didn't Obama give Iran a couple crates of money before he left office?
No, about 2 C-30s, I think, full with pallets of money, where you could fill up a whole room, from what I heard.
Isn't Afghanistan still Taliban owned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Occupied, at least.
Well, how many
we
people
created like the 5th largest army on
soldiers
Earth too when we left that equipment back there.
Of course,
that's a fact, dude.
No,
I actually
now
know
how sure are
someone-
you that's an accident?
Nothing like the CIA training them and then our military fucking arming them.
I actually
You
work
did-
with that's
So you think that was an accident still? That it was Biden's failure? Or
No.
that
No.
Biden's failure was better optics than us deliberately creating a Taliban army?
No, that we deliberately created it. No. Like I legitimately work with a National Guardsman that was on the ground deployed when they were pulling out. He said that he got direct information to basically leave everything where it's at and just leave. The only thing that they did initially was they threw a bunch of actual firearms and weapons into giant holes and cemented them over. He said that's the one thing that he witnessed happen, because he was throwing guns into holes so they could cement them over.
Lawrence,
You have hearsay within hearsay. Just
News now.
Do they think they don't have
has
jackhammers
gotten
there?
involved in the conflict between Israel and Iran. President Trump says the U.S. military struck 3 sites in Iran, directly joining Israel's effort to decapitate the country's nuclear program. Trump posted on social media a little bit before 5 o'clock today, "We have completed our very successful attack," he says, "on 3 nuclear sites in Iran," adding all planes are now outside of Iran airspace. Now is the time for peace. The president plans to address the nation at 7 p.m.
It's just the same old shit. I love how after we strike their territory, it's the time for peace.
So I'm sorry, real fast to address something. Trollaholic, were you on the ground when we were pulling out of Afghanistan?
I was not. My unit actually, we got out of there a little bit sooner.
Oh, okay. So it's not hearsay through hearsay. It was a direct.
No. Hold on. If you're gonna be a smart ass, you hearing something based on what somebody else heard is in fact hearsay within hearsay. That is a legal definition. So shut the fuck up. Stop trying to fucking challenge me on everything. You are a fucking idiot.
You're being a fucking piss baby and having these fucking side conversations every time I fucking say anything. You're being a piss baby right now.
I'm just pointing out that you talk as though you have facts, but you don't have facts. You're
Okay.
speaking.
So what did I
hearsay within
say?
hearsay.
So what did I
He
say?
accurately described the information he received and how he received it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And all what I said is that's hearsay within hearsay. And then now he's making a shit out of it. He accurately described the hearsay within hearsay. I called it out as hearsay within hearsay.
You're such a fucking
Everybody
piss
is
baby.
free to interpret that how they want.
I'm just irritated because you keep using hearsay incorrectly. That's all.
I'm not using hearsay is a out of court
Direct eyewitness accounts are hearsay.
a direct eyewitness account is not hearsay.
Okay,
However,
so
somebody
he was
else,
so he was there. So he was there, right? I didn't hear it through someone else. He was there. He told me directly, right?
And he can be
that was
subpoenaed.
happening.
Okay.
And that was happening.
And he can be subpoenaed to testify.
So the hearsay is Bumpkin's statement. You understand that,
Yeah,
right?
but it's not hearsay upon hearsay. It's
Well-
it's hearsay based on an eyewitness direct account.
The
And
first
Bumpkin
time
could
I heard
ask the guy to come on stream.
He's not.
The first time I heard Bumpkin's story,
And off the top of my head, I can think of 3 ways I could get it into court as testimony. I'm just saying.
look, all right, I'll just shut up on this because clearly it's 3 versus 1. And I'll just leave it at that. You're right. You win.
Hey, I'm letting you guys fight it out on your own.
No, I capitulate. You're right. I'm a big dumb. Go ahead.
Nah, I ain't stepping in either. I don't even know what this is about.
Yeah, me neither. I'm dumb.
I
Go ahead.
don't care. I'm about to end it because like this is pretty much all the news we have on it.
Well, let's talk about something else then, since we're up here.
It's a glorious day for our people.
Have you heard? Bumpkin didn't know it, but have you guys heard that the police down in Texas, involving the Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf issue, actually have released the video from the school track, where the school that held the track meet. They actually got it. No, they aren't releasing it to the public, but there are people and reporters and news agencies that what they did is they said if you fill out a FOIA request, they will allow anybody that's down there to come watch it at the police department. So there are several news outlets that have went down there and watched it.
What they saying?
Fucking bullshit.
And supposedly, from what they're saying, there was no physical altercation between Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf before he got stabbed.
Oh, that's gonna be bad when it comes out. Oh, that's gonna be fucking bad.
That sounds a lot more possible too.
Yeah, that's gonna light a match in people.
You mean a member of the Holy 13 committed a violent act?
And look,
no,
he wasn't. He wasn't even part of the track meet. He had been kicked off the track team, so he wasn't even there as a athlete. He was there as a spectator, so he shouldn't have even been in that tent to begin with. Because that's the other thing we also found out by reading the what is it, the
a member
athletic,
of the Holy 13,
the
not
athletic
seeing somewhere they're supposed to be.
Look, we was reading in the athletic department's handbook that all the athletes have to sign, and their parents have to sign this too and agree to it before they'll let them be on the team. That one of the rules is they're not allowed to be in other teams' tents at all whatsoever.
Yeah, this is gonna. That's not good timing.
No, not at all. I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff coming out about it that this kid's going to get. Look, like I've said from the beginning, there's going to be another summer of love because of this, regardless of how it goes.
He's been given special treatment so far.
Well, technically, couldn't you say because the judge is black and she lightened his bond that's systemic?
Yeah.
No, because
that's
the truth doesn't.
That's power plus
The truth
privilege.
doesn't matter. The truth doesn't matter.
That's
It's
not even
all about
systemic.
their fucking narrative.
That's direct racism.
But
That's real, dude. That's what I'm saying.
If a
the
white judge
narrative
did
is
something
breaking.
to help any race, or if someone who wasn't the same race did something to help the race just because the system were bent that way, that's systemic, right? But when people take racial sides in a courtroom, that's just direct racism.
Well, you could say it's systemic because she's changing the rules.
It's bled. The
For
cultural
a race.
The cultural is bleeding into the litigious, and the political.
Controls it.
It's you know how they say like politics downstream from culture, which it's now there is no downstream. It's all the same thing. This is the 5th generational warfare. We can't escape it. The battles are going to be
Spaceman meme. It always was.
the battle's going to be in your mind, in your thoughts, in your heart. in everything. Like you're gonna be tried in different ways. That's why I be telling people like you have to have a good moral compass. You have to trust yourself because in a few, I don't know, maybe weeks, won't be able to trust anything that we see. Because
You
it's
already
like the
can't.
fog. It's the fog of war. It's like it's misdirection. You know what did Winston Churchill? So one of my favorite quotes in a time of war. What is it? The truth has
The
to be
truth is the
protected.
first casualty.
No, the truth has to be protected with the bodyguard of lies. Is what he said. It's so sacred that you have to protect it with a bodyguard of lies. And like now that I look back into the whole what really happened there, I'm like I could kind of see why they had to do that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to, like, there's going to be a point where we can't even talk to each other, or like, hopefully it doesn't come to that, but you're going to have to take away what we've been talking about before this happened and build upon that separately on our own. Like, I see that
Nah.
as a future, like, you know, because
They'd
you won't be
rather
able to.
just watch you sitting here with 20 of us here and keep an eye on us. Nobody's listening. Nobody cares what we think. And your American brothers
This
and
is a small
sisters
pond.
support this fucking shit.
This
They
is a
live
small
and
pond,
breathe
but
it.
I honestly do think that when people do understand, they will snack back out of it.
Yeah, that win is never coming.
Wasn't it Mark Twain that said that you could sell people a lie before you can give them the truth for free?
Facts.
A lie makes its way around the world 3 times before the truth even puts on its pants.
I know you're trying to black pill me with all this, but I refuse to. Yeah.
Oh, black pill, that's gay. Stop thinking in categories.
That's what I'm saying.
Just face reality and be a fucking man about it.
Because
you don't have to lie to yourself and give yourself. Stop taking pills too, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired.
Go organic.
The pharmaceutical companies got me burnt out on pills.
Yeah. And like, well, it's just sort of like, well, we all knew this was like, it was going to be eventuality. And like, we all kind of wanted to avoid it as much as possible. Like, you know, for the sake of like everything, right? Because we know we're not ready. Like this, whatever transition we're into, if we would have been, you know, kind of on the same page, I wouldn't be this concerned. But we're stepping into the abyss with a broken society.
Where people can't even tell you what being an American actually is or means.
It's not a thing anymore.
Broken relationships, broken racial relationships, and broken economic structure.
No national pride.
No national pride. What's the next one?
And militarism.
And we have an ultra militaristic.
Consumerism and militarism are our way of life.
I could keep naming it on. Like we
defend these things vehemently. Like, we write poetry on how important and wonderful
how broken we are. Yeah, and it's just like we can't commit to something this grandiose, and expect ourselves to like actually commit with our whole hearts and wills and shit like that. Like we're gonna come out of this and everything's gonna be all right, and we're gonna keep waving the flag. Like no, this is
the last 50 years of warfare, bro.
This is gonna try the fuck out of all of our hearts and minds and shit. Like because whether we like it or not, like the decisions been made for us, and we have to keep it together. Like as a society, as a people, as much as we can, because they're gonna try to rip us apart. With propaganda and with because the enemy.
Think about it. Our national pride is so.
You're talking about how they're gonna try to do things that they've been doing since before you were born. It blows my fucking mind. It drives me crazy. Crazy.
Well, I'm new to this shit.
My bad.
Yeah, you got to think. Midwest, how old are you?
I'm 37, but like I was asleep for longer than that.
You got to think that as in a lot of these guys, that like he said, they weren't paying attention to what was really going on. They were just buying into what they were being told. And that's a lot of America. Think about it. A lot of America is nothing more than a bunch of lemmings following the person in front of them right over the cliff.
Why
I am still like trying to treat you all with respect, though, right? By saying how it is, right? Like if I hated you, I understand.
I
would just sit back here and laugh at you and smoke my pipe,
No, I understand that, but you got to understand too. Like, I was taught that I had to assimilate to this culture, and like we were righteous and this and that. And I bought into the propaganda, and I did it.
Ouch.
So like now I'm just sort of like, well, what exactly are we doing? And then I
All
hear
right, well,
like
here's
Orthodox. I hear Orthodox saying like, "What's an American?" And I've been asking myself that shit too, and I've been
here's
trying
the
to.
thing.
I've been
Here's
trying to
the bright side.
justify it. I've been
Try
trying
being
to
a
justify.
father trying to teach your son what it is to be an American.
Here's the bright side. It's gonna be okay. I can tell you for sure.
Yeah,
It's 100% going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And and like worrying is natural. I'm not telling you you're not entitled to it or that you shouldn't, or trying to browbeat you for worrying. But worry less and invest in yourself and your own family more. And selfishness and ego is not a bad thing. That's feminist bullshit.
Yeah,
The only way you can help your community. The only way you can help your community is if you're a
Get
fucking
involved.
Superman.
Well, you gotta get
You
involved.
have to be an Ubermensch yourself first. Otherwise,
I am involved.
you're one of these fucking Antifas out here.
I am involved in my community, and I do do all that shit. But to me, it's just sort of like I'm just like to me, it's just like the disappointment of me, like going through and like putting aside my reservations, and now this happens, and now just sort of like now that I actually like stopped fighting it and embraced it, like this is what the fuck is happening.
Mm-hmm.
You understand like disappointment that I feel?
Yes.
I agree with what Freezone just said. He said hyper individualism is at the center of what it means to be an American today. I do agree with that because there is no national pride. There's no unification. It's every man for himself, it seems like.
That's created by artificial scarcity. They
Lauren
work
has
us
a
to
good
death
question.
in this country so we can pay for the world's bombs.
Exactly. See, Dennis, I think you and I are more in agreement than anyone else on the panel. I think where we differ is I say, I don't know if you believe the same. I say let it fucking burn and rebuild it from the ashes.
Sometimes
I don't even need to wait for the ashes, bro. I'm trying right now, but I'm kind of a fucking schizo brain. I'm trying right now to rebuild the community right now in this fucking shit. And I'm gonna have an iron dome of fucking Jesus ring fire. You know what I'm saying?
What, you don't want a golden dome?
No, it sounds kinky. I'm not into pee and shit like that. I just like vanilla sex.
You gotta explore more, have some more fun in life.
He wants no seasoning with his sex at all.
But
just like God intended
it. Lauren has a question. The question for the panel: do you think this act by Trump will lead to large-scale war, try to stay within TOS?
See, this is the stuff that blows my mind. I don't know how to answer that because you are already in the middle of World War IV. Large-scale war is occurring right now. The largest territories and nations are bombing and murdering each other. They're using drones and fake troops. But that's how we do now. It's not going to be like fucking like it was, in the H-Man days. It's different.
You just said World War IV.
Shout out to Laughing Dog.
Correct.
$5 ball.
World War III was the Cold War. It's hot now.
Can we respect the money real quick?
Oh, it's the same.
Sorry, my bad.
My bad.
Laughing Dog with the $5 ball says Gen X has been almost deleted 979 times. Pretty much every third Thursday, something for sure was going to get us next.
Well, it just makes sense. You were the latchkey kids.
Now, I'll admit the bias in that too as well, right? Like, see, I agree with that person, but that could also give us what is it? Not complacency bias. It's normalcy bias, right? So we're so used to this shit. Like when something gets really, really bad and it's about to change and get, serious, someone like me might not notice that because it's another Tuesday. When 9/11 happened, it was the day off I had from work. I went back to sleep because I was waiting for that shit. I was like, oh, well, that was bound to happen. Dude, I rolled over on the couch and went right back to bed.
See, I was different, dude. I had no clue. I wasn't even paying attention to what was going on until 9/11.
I never wished that I was on an airplane more than that day.
I remember when 9/11 happened. They brought in the TV cart with the VHS and everything like that, and they were playing that shit, and I just did not understand why they were so freaked out about it. Because I remember seeing that, like, oh yeah, war footage of us bombing other people, and I'm like, well, that's in New York, right? Like, why are we so afraid of this? Like, I didn't understand. I was too young, but now, like, that this has happened, like, it's not to me. I don't look at it like 9/11. I look at it like, whoa, fuck! Like, I could only imagine what people were thinking. Like, once that happened, that like how society had changed forever.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're reaching the 2-hour mark. I am probably going to end it if you don't give an extension. If you don't want it extended, if you enjoy what we're doing here, hit the Cash App. $5 for 30 minutes, $10 for an hour, with a maximum of 2 hours.
Dude, you're selling yourself really cheap too. So I would take up on that bargain.
We'll go ahead and give you guys 10 minutes to go.
Oh, you know what's crazy is I got
that clip.
Hold on, I got all these donos and I never gave anybody any ladies for it, man. Switch me over to the ladies thing, Ortho. Switch me over to my media assets. That way I can use
That's what it is. That's what it is. He started the stream, so he has to be the one to switch. That's what it was.
Told you, I knew it.
That's what the fuck it
for
is.
all the guys that donated, man. I'm sorry, I completely forgot about it, but here's your thank yous. We'll start with her.
Do you love me? Do you need me?
Tranny.
Don't say that, man. Why can't we have anything nice?
Do you want me?
Christianity.
Do you love me?
Go me, go me, go me, go me, go me, go me, go me. Get him, bro. Justin Bieber.
Thank you, guys. We greatly appreciate all donations.
Duale, I do have PayPal, but I need your email address.
So how's the weather?
In Indiana, it's still really icy, but it's always icy in Indiana.
What do you mean it's icy? How's it icy? How cold? What's
Dude, because Indiana's full of meth.
Oh.
In Iran, it's hot, very hot.
That is so wrong, man.
With a high chance of hail.
Metal hail.
Come on, guys, one time. Bomb, 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 bomb.
Oh, no. I'll do you one better.
I'm not supporting this.
I'm not taking no part in this gay shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna step out. I had to step out for a little bit. I hopefully I stuck around long enough, but yeah, I was trying to step out for a little. Yeah.
Nah, we appreciate you coming up, Midwest, for real. You're always welcome, brother.
Yeah, appreciate all y'all. Like, hope everybody be safe and just don't go off the deep end and just kind of just keep your powder dry and just stay cool and just 72-hour rule in effect. I'm like, I wouldn't really do anything until we figure out exactly what the fuck, where exactly are we standing and shit. And there's too much fog of war going on. So everybody just be easy. Like, we'll figure this out. I have a lot of faith in the American people. So,
hey, Midwest, don't give yourself an ulcer worrying about this shit, though.
I try not to.
Papa McCain can see everything. from up
If
above,
anything,
and he's watching over us.
if anything,
It has been stressing me the fuck out, though.
well,
I ain't
look,
gonna
dude.
lie.
If anything, as selfish as it sounds, to help out, go have a kid because that'll take your mind off everything and it'll put a smile on your face. I promise.
I'm working on that. I appreciate that, and yeah, good luck to everybody, and you know, hope everything turns out better than what we think it would be. But yeah, all right, I'm stepping out. Peace out.
Later, brother.
Thank you for coming, Midwest Request. I dropped the Discord link for everyone interested. Please join. We're trying to build a community. I am too tired to shield that properly. We're trying to build a community. We play video games. We share streams. If you're a content creator, we try to share and give streaming or video ideas. Really cool place. We're growing.
What he's saying, they all act like a bunch of teenage boys over there. If you want to go play in their playhouse.
Fair enough.
Happy World War III, sir.
Happy World War III.
Jesus Christ, how long does this song go on for?
About as long as the bomb is going for.
That is fair enough. Fair enough. Good play, sir. Good play.
Not laws. Why do you hate fun? Because the women loved it, and the women are the women are the people who support the channel the most. And as long as the women are laughing and dancing, I don't care what some communist thinks.
And since
Sleeper cells activated.
since you're doing things for the women, I got something for the women.
I love snow.
No, that's based full Equinox.
Mother, there is no other like mother, so treat her right. Mother,
I remember all of this.
my mother, so treat her right, treat her right.
You remember that shit too?
Yeah.
My nigga in Christ, I've been shot at in real life. I'm desensitized to a lot.
No one knows desensitization until you see a full-grown man cover himself in his own shit and try to run at guards.
I would only wish that on you,
I
Bumpkin.
beg to differ. I fucked your mother.
All right, that was a big rebuttal. But
I'm trying to fuck your mom in there. Would you give me a break?
Why was you on that clip, Ortho?
I was trying to hit that clip.
Oh, dude, that's the first thing that popped in my mind when he said.
Yeah. Maybe the Anglos and the Irish aren't so much different, you know.
Bullshit.
Ha! Gay!
All right. We got
Shut the fuck up. Shut. Oh, you can't throw nobody else on the team, no dick? See, that's that bullshit.
Bitch, ain't nobody about to throw
Dude,
you
it's
no
like
dick
a
while you out
fucking
here
nuclear
smelling like
bomb.
a
And every
hot
time
NBA
anyone
locker
hits
room
these
during
clips,
double
it just
overtime
goes
in the sixth
off.
game. You've been wearing that sweater since September 1969.
Fuck you, Fred.
You fucking wish, you musky mushroom goblin bitch.
You musky mushroom goblin bitch.
I love that one. Oh,
Okay.
right, gentlemen, it is time 10 at No Donos came through.
What? No, let me use my 5.
Okay.
He wants to go to bed.
Oh, no.
Dude, he doesn't have to be on the stream for you and I to keep going and end it when we want.
Let me, before you shut it down, let me offer my criticism of this event.
Fuck that shit. That sounds like AIDS.
That is the greatest clip ever.
Since I've been, in full support so far, and praise to Daddy McCain. Finally, the day has come, sir. Wish you were here to see it. I know you're looking down on all of us. But that being said, my problem with today's action is yet another half measure. And half measures come with full consequences, right? I need viable real estate. They need to clear more area. They didn't drop enough bombs.
Damn.
Yeah, if you sent me $100, we'd go for 24 hours. Sure.
We would just have to take shifts at that point.
No, I'd power through it.
That's wild. You are way too tired to power through that shit, bro.
Well, I know he's not gonna send $100.
That's also fair.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give Dennison his 5 if he wants. If not, he can use it somewhere.
No, I'll retain it.
All right. Bumpkin, I think I'm gonna have to get Hasaria on the line.
I'm not gonna abuse Bumpkin.
I don't have.
I would have no problem insulting Bumpkin for 24 hours. That would actually be fun.
I would just mute my mic and go to sleep. Thanks for sending the money, retard. Anyways.
No refunds. Click. All right. Thank you all for coming out. I love you all. I appreciate it. I appreciate all y'all who rock with me. And
the music seems so loud. I wish that we could lose this crowd. Maybe it is better this way.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hey, we could have been so good together. We could have.
Okay, he's trying to end the stream.
Yeah.
That was the perfect way to end the stream. You're singing them a goodbye love song.
Listen, all I gotta say is,
I never wanna
Trollaholic,
dance again after this.
Trollaholic, I will continue to live rent free in your head. Stay mad. My nuts on your forehead.
Wow.
And Tropicana gets its roof torn off. Tropicana